Drive. I can still remember working out in my basement, listening to Lynyrd Skynyrd, my mother banging on the floor because the music's too loud. Well, she can't hear the music because she's up in the mountains down in North Carolina, so I may have to call her when I'm done. Reason for my video today: the exercise of the day has gone and went. Worked out with my beautiful and lovely wife this morning. Did a little bit of chest. We did some bench. We did some incline Smith. We did some flies. We did some cable flies. We did some dips. And then I trained a few people. Then I had a posing class. What posing class is. Which brings me to my point. And also, I have to say, I was at Joe Franco's OCB show yesterday. But by the way, I'm on my little Aspen stepmill, which is like my little buddy. He kicks my ass like no other. It may be small, but it ain't no little something. So, Joe Franco show, OCB, 103 people. I had an awesome time. I tell you, I had an awesome time hanging out in the lobby. My wife's laughing at me. I'm out in the lobby talking to everybody. I could have stayed out there all day, because that's what I love to do, just talk. Hanging out with my buddy Vince Wood. The thing about Vince is, this is what's great about this sport. I met Vince back in 2004, maybe 2005. Long time ago, back maybe like second year into my resurgence after 10 years of being lazy, married, divorced, all that stuff. That day he cleaned up. He got his WMUF Pro card that day. To this day, we stay friends, and I maybe only see him a couple times. I talk to him via email or Facebook. I talk to him like it was my best buddy that I see every day. Vince was a hell of a guy back then. He's a hell of a guy now. I saw some Pete Kim, Rick Mojica, I'll say his last name because I can't say Kim's last name, Ian from Philadelphia. They're coming to our show in 2 weeks. Rick looked awesome. You can tell he's on his way to, I'm not really sure the results. I think he did win, but I didn't stay for the night show. But he looked like he's clearly on his way to fine peak condition. I had a couple people in the show. My client Rebecca. My client Joe, his first show ever, he had a blast. Here I'm thinking he's going to be upset because he got 5th. And he had a blast. I'm thinking, damn, if that was me, I'd be punching things left and right. Well, that was the old me, of course. Before I realized that it's supposed to be fun. So I'm watching the show. A lot of competitors. I do have to say, though, this isn't a knock to Joe or anything, but at one point I thought I was watching musical chairs. I've never seen more competitors switched and turned and swished and turned and moved back to the spot they're from. Moved here, moved there, moved here, moved there. Switching people back with the same person they just moved from. I was getting dizzy. Felt like I needed to go outside and get a breath of fresh air because I was getting seasick. So I don't know who won the final musical chair. There was a lot of tough competition there. A lot of good ladies. A lot of good guys. But I give Joe a lot of credit. 103 people on a beautiful Saturday afternoon in Burlington, New Jersey. 70-something degrees. Those are numbers that I'd love to have. I mean, we're looking at by 70, 75, which is a great number for us. Never had that much either. So again, I repeat, New Jersey's where it's at. Natural bodybuilding is alive and well in New Jersey. So, back to my original point. Sorry, tangent here. Exercise of the day is posing. Y'all need some help with posing. I've seen some people, they looked awesome. Awesome. until they started to pose. Once they started to pose, it was like, what the? Who the hell is coaching you? You guys need to be, if you got a physique deserving of first place and you don't win first place, shame on you. Whose fault is it? It's not my fault. It's your fault. You just can't sign on to a coach, to a trainer, and leave it up to them to teach you how to pose. You all see magazines, you all read newspapers, you all read websites, Facebook, this, that. If you're doing something different than what you see in pictures on YouTube, whatever, then you need to say, hey, Mr. Trainer, what the hell are you teaching me to do? Because I don't look anything like the rest of these people out there. Literally, I saw people that deserve better. People that pose themselves out of the top spots. Now I gotta tell you, as a judge myself, if you had the best physique out there and there is somebody that outposes you, better stamina, hold their conditioning, can keep posing, and they're only their physique, because I can tell, a trained eye can tell who's got the physique to win. I'm not giving you first place if you can't pose. You have to pose. If you can't pose right, second place. If you're middle of the pack and you can't pose right, you're going home without a trophy. All that work, 16, 20 weeks of dieting, eating asparagus, having smelly pee for weeks, constipated, pooping rabbit pellets, all that, sucking out your water. Low carb, high carb, cycle carbs, keep track of your carbs, macros, blah, blah, blah. You show up on game day and you can't pose, that's like going to a football game without your quarterback. Would you do that? No. If your coach has no clue how to teach you to pose, then guess what? Fire him. You hear me? Fire him or her. I get so frustrated. My wife laughs at me because I'm like, what the hell are they doing? Some women were up there freaking me out. I was like, oh, what is that? Now, I know you guys are going to say, well, it's only a sport, blah, 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 blah. Only a sport? You're killing yourself. Dehydrating yourself. You're not eating things you like ice cream, pizza. You're wearing these goofy outfits on stage. Things you would never even wear around your house. It's only a sport? Whew. Putting on fake tan stuff that runs all over your face. Y'all look silly. That's another topic for another day. Tanning. That will be a future exercise of the day video. Stuff like that makes me angry. Guys are all out there, all of a sudden you got lines all over your face. What are you, zebras? We're all zebras out there now, right? Zebras wearing our underwear. It's like connect the dots. I could draw in. I could fill in. I could make you yellow. I could make you blue. Learn how to pose. Please. Some of you look like you've never seen a bodybuilding magazine. Now I could go name for name. I could go number for number. That's how serious I am about it. Let me just give you an example. There's posing classes all over the place. Okay? When I hear people that go to a posing class and they show up at a show and they pose like, what the hell am I doing? My question is, what the hell is your trainer doing? What the hell is your posing coach doing? Who are you paying money to? Do yourself a favor. Put the money in an envelope, mail it to me. I'll take a donation. I love donations. Reminds me of a joke. My buddy Brian Carey told me. Bum on the street in Manhattan. Says, homeless guy says, This is one of my cameramen that likes to sing Eastbound and Down. The homeless guy says to him, "What's the best nation?" Brian says, "I don't know, United States?" He says, "No, donation. So donate it to me." You're focused, by the way. Pose. Stop pissing away money. Learn how to pose. Please. Oh, that was a quick. Hold on a second. My thing stopped. Malfunction. Whoop, 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 whoop. Oh, here we go. I'm back in action. Hold on. Major malfunction. I'm back. I hit the safety switch by mistake. Alright, I'm almost done, I promise. So please, I saw a lot of awesome physiques. I saw a lot of awesome people yesterday. People I haven't seen in years. I'm outside in the lobby. I could care less if I go in and watch, because you know why? Because nobody knew how to pose. That's not true. There was people that knew how to pose, but let me tell you something. Out of the 103 people or something like that were in the show, figure, bikini, bodybuilding, physique, I gotta say, the only people that knew how to pose are the physique guys. Those guys knew how to pose. I mean, granted, they only have a few things to do. They went out there and they showed their stuff. I gotta give them credit. I think I'll have to bang out my board shorts. Don't know if that look would work for me though. Those guys brought it. I would say every single one of the physique guys knew what they were doing. They studied. They followed their plan. They all look good. They all look good. I was very impressed with the physique guys. I actually watched that class with enjoyment. I don't know any of the guys. One guy looked like T.O. Terrell Owens was in the physique class yesterday. I was looking for T.O.